Hello and welcome back to Dev Portal. If you are looking to master Java programming, you are in the right place. In today's tutorial, we are diving into one of the fundamental concepts of Java, types of variables. There are basically three types of variables in Java: local variable, instance variable, and static variable. First, let's talk about what is local variable. Local variables are declared within the method, constructor, or block, and they are accessible only within that method, constructor, or block. The scope of local variable is limited to the block of code in which it is declared. Local variables are created when the method is called and destroyed when the method exits. Local variable must be initialized before they are used, otherwise they will give us compile time exception. Now let's see a small example to understand this terminology. Public, I will create one method to print the message, display message. I will create one string data type and I will provide some text to it. Let me create one main method and I will create one demo object to call this method. If you don't know how to create objects in Java, we will cover this in the future tutorials, don't worry. Display message. Let me run this program. So here you can see in console it is printing hello world. Here message is currently a local variable here. Now if I forgot to initialize this value, so as this is a local variable, it will give me error like the local variable message may not have been initialized. As I told you earlier, local variable must be initialized before they are used, otherwise they will give us exception. Now let's see what is instance variable. Instance variables are declared within the method class within the class but outside any method, constructor, or block. They are associated with the instance of a class, that is object. If we talk about scope, instance variables are accessible from any method, constructor, or block within the class. Instance variables are created when the object is initialized and destroyed when the object is destroyed. Instance variables are initialized with default values if not explicitly initialized. For example, if I give a small int, it will be initialized with 0 value. If it is an object, it will be initialized with the null value. Now let's see a small example to understand this. I will create two instance variables here, string message and int, suppose speed, and I will try to print those values in display message. Sys out speed and this dot message. This will hold the object reference of a current object. These two are my instance variable. And now let me run this code. So here you can see by default for message it is a string type of which is a object, so null is printing, and for int it is printing 0. By default it has initialized with the 0 value. If I want to explicitly initialize those values, then what I can do, I can print object dot speed is equal to 100 and obj dot message equal to high. Now if I run this program again, it will print those values in the console. Now let's talk about what is static variable. Class variables, also known as static variables, they are declared with the static keyword within class but outside any method, constructor, or block. They are associated with the class itself rather than any specific instance. If we talk about the scope, then static variables are accessible from any method, constructor, or block within the class. They are also be accessed using the class name. Second, static variables are created when the class is loaded into the memory and destroyed when the class is unloaded. Third, static variables are shared among all the instance of the class, meaning all instance has access to the same variable. Now let's see how static variables works in Java. We already have two instance variables. Let me create one static variable. For that, static variable will be created using static keyword static int count, and let me initialize with value 0, and now let me only print the value of count in display message. Now if I try to run this code, it will print 0 as has been initialized with the 0 value. But as I told, static variables are also being accessible by the instance object. So if I try to access this static variable, and I will increase the count by 1. If I try to run the code again, it is printing 1. Now let me create one more object of demo, obj2 equal to new demo, and obj2 dot count plus equal to 10. Now let me call obj2 dot display message, and I will call obj dot display message as well here. So now if I try to run this code, you can see that both for obj and obj2 the value of a count variable is same, that is 11. So this is all about types of variables in Java. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more programming tutorials. Until next time, happy coding.